Hey guys, what is up? It's your man Pete again. So last week I got to attend an exclusive live stream from Center Court Developments where they were sort of hyping their newest pre-construction project that's going to be located in Shepherd West, formerly Downsview Station, which is right next to, of course, one of the largest tracts of land that's undeveloped in the entire GTA. And Center Court is no small developer, even though they're only about 10 years old. But in those 10 years, they've done some significant projects. They keep doing bigger and bigger things. They were instrumental in forming the Vaughan Metropolitan Center, which, as you know, has become a hub of transport, shopping, and of course now residential living. And their developments and their projects and their plans seem to keep getting bigger and bigger every single year. So much props to Center Court Developments for what they're doing in and around the Toronto area. It's truly impressive. But finally, after much anticipation and confusion about what's going to happen in the Downsview lands, for me personally, I didn't grow up too far from that area. And so even as a real estate professional over the last 10, 15 years, I've been curious. I want to know what's going to happen with that land. Are we going to turn it into a large urban park, sort of like what Central Park is in New York? Or are we going to start sectioning it off and using it for more residential purposes? For those of you who are big into sports, you know that there's the hangar area where you can do a lot of things like beach volleyball, and I think it used to be and still is the practice facility for TFC, and of course a host of other events and things like that. But in recent years, on the west side of the park, towards the Keel area, they've developed a lot of townhouses. And so we're starting to see the formation of more residential uses because clearly we don't have enough homes for everybody that's living in the city and for also the people who are planning to move to the Toronto area. So the project that Center Court announced was called Westline, which is a mid-rise building, 14 stories, 424 units, and it's pretty much going to be built right next to Metro Place, which has the 4 existing towers, and then the other building at 10 de Boers, which is currently being occupied. But what was really interesting amongst the sales pitch for this project was it sounded like the government planning agencies and the private developers are coming close to a resolution and figuring out what they're going to do with all this empty land and valuable space in the Toronto area. It's still considered part of North York, right? But it sounds like it's going to be the GTA's largest master plan community ever. And I really love the presentation that they put together because they gave you a sense of the size and the scale, like how large would that tract of land or developable area look downtown, and how does it compare to all the other quote-unquote master planned communities that were developed over the last 10 or 15 years. And this one is just gargantuan. It just knocks all the other master planned communities like the Regent Park one down a notch because the size and the scale of this one is just going to be enormous. So when we're talking about 1,000 acres, that basically includes the Yorkdale shopping area, which is the densest and most profitable mall still today in North America, proximity to York University, which is one of the largest post-secondary institutions we have here in Ontario, and there was announcements of a Finch West LRT, which is already under construction, and then access to the GO train, which is going to be one stop all the way down to Union Station. And while I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of buying pre-construction at future prices, and we haven't seen any price lists yet, but I assure you they're going to be somewhere in the range of $1,100 to $1,300 a square foot. Because similar projects to the east on Yonge Street were selling for about $1,100 a square foot 2 years ago. So I don't expect them to be cheaper, especially when you're steps to a subway. There's no such thing as prices going down in Toronto real estate, right guys? But yeah, normally I'm not so into these prices. Generally speaking, if you can afford to get the mortgage right now and you can close right now, I do encourage my clients to buy at a discount, to buy projects and condos in the area that have a significant price discount. I call it drafting. I made that up. Trademark. But generally what happens is when there's a new project that's announced with these new prices by developers, it lifts up and hypes up the area and it brings up prices in the surrounding area. And for those of you who aren't familiar, the Downsview area is chock full of residential condos where they're going to get a huge lift and a benefit and a boost from this new announcement. So there's definitely two ways to play this game. You can buy pre-construction at Westline and get the newest, best product that's going to finish, 3-4 years down the line, or you can take advantage of the news right now, buy something that's a little bit older. Yeah, Metro Place is a bit older. We're talking like about 10 years now. But you can go in there and you can still turn things around. You can renovate, you can, change flooring, just do some very simple things and bring up the value, but just make sure you choose a nice floor plan that's functional, good bedroom sizes, but nice open concept layouts with a nice view, and you should do just fine. But hey, to each his own, right? Some people just want to put some cash down and just bank on the future and see where this market is going to to continue to go. I think the floodgates are just pretty much really open right now, especially for the condo market. I don't know how far it's going to go, but I think the developer seems to have an idea, and I have an inkling of where everything is heading from a price perspective, as we not only see house prices continue to climb, but I think we're going to see a sudden surge in condo prices as well, probably in the next couple of years, just because it's a lot more affordable. So yeah, but if you're interested in either resale and picking up something in the area right now that's pre-existing, then give us a shout. Or if you're interested in the pre-construction project and the developments that are happening over in the Downsview Park area and particularly Westline, you can always give us a shout, send us an email, head over to the website and sign up the form, and we'll put you on our Platinum VIP list, and maybe we'll get you signed up for some pre-construction work. Or if you're interested in buying something a little bit older and you want to take advantage of that arbitrage opportunity, then you should definitely give us a call, and we'll set you up and help you earn some generational money. If you want to get a better sense of what the project is and what's happening and the developments in that area, I highly encourage you to watch this awesome presentation put together by Center Court Developments, and it was presented by Jason Lamb. What I'll do is I'll attach the presentation at the end of this video so you can watch and get a better sense of what's happening, and if you're interested, then give us a shout and we'll get you set up, whether that's going to be an investment or your future home. So sign up and we'll stay in touch, and we'll continue to keep monitoring the situation and give you news updates as they come. And once again, I really appreciate you guys watching and subscribing. We're doing phenomenal on the channel, and we continue to keep going up and up and up here at Selling Toronto. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again for watching. We appreciate you all, and hopefully we can help you secure a unit at Westline by Center Court Developments. We'll talk to you soon, guys, and bye for now.
Hello everyone, my name is Jason Lamb, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Center Court, and I'm here to host you and take you through Center Court's next, newest, exciting project, Westline Condominiums. So without further ado, let's get started. Now I always get asked, what makes a Center Court site so special? Because it's always about location, location, and location. And from site A to B, it doesn't matter, we always prioritize public transportation, growth potential, vital infrastructure, landmark institutions, elite employment, and obviously lifestyle and convenience. That's what makes up what we prioritize when it comes to sites, because we look at over 200 every year. And here at Westline, we check off every single box. Now we asked 100 real estate professionals, what's the most exciting condominium amenity? What gets them excited? In fact, more importantly, what gets their purchasers excited? Why do they register? Why do they submit a worksheet? And ultimately, why do they buy condominiums with Center Court? And what stood at the top of the list is a common theme, which is public transportation, the life force, the lifeblood of the GTA. But whether it's public transportation, whether it's expansive outdoor space, nearby shopping, or highway access, Westline Condominiums has it all. Every single Center Court project has a number of key selling points, things that make everyone so excited. And here at Westline, it is no different. We've got 5 that we want you to take away from today's presentation. And the first is that Downsview is the future. Without a doubt, the master plan surrounding this community is going to redefine the GTA. And the biggest reason is public transportation, which is number 2. We've got access to Shepherd West Subway and Downsview Go as part of the GTA's largest master plan that we have ever seen. And York University is only 3 stops away, which makes just a few minutes from Westline. And not to mention, at your doorstep, your backyard is a 291-acre park known as Downsview Park. Now let's talk about our location. Westline Condominiums is located at 1100 Shepherd Avenue West, which could be found on the northwest side of Allen Road and Shepherd West. There you're going to find a 14-story building housing 424 suites with over 12,000 square feet of amenities. Now what makes this a true Center Court site is our proximity to the subway. We love public transportation. Why? Because our purchasers love public transportation. It is the gateway to the rest of the city. And door to door from Westline condos to Shepherd West Subway, it's a very short walk. In fact, it's only a 5-minute walk, which is 450 meters door to door. Now, not too long ago, we saw the extension of the Yonge University subway line go all the way up to the VMC. And nobody knows the Vaughan Metropolitan Center better than Center Court, because we did Transit City 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in partnership with Smart Centers. Now, as we go south, we also have access to York University, home to 55,000 students. And then after that, you've got Finch West. Now, why would we talk about Finch West? Now, Finch West is going to play a big part in our story when it comes to growth and potential. Under construction right now is an 18-stop, 11-kilometer-long LRT, which will be completed in 2023. This is how you grow a city. This is how you grow master plans. And this is going to play a huge role for Westline's growth. Now let's jump back on the subway and continue southward, where we've got access to Yorkdale Mall. This is the epicenter. This is where you want to shop in the entire GTA. This is the place to be. There's nowhere else you'd rather go because of the quality, the reputation, and the expansion that's taken place there. This is the premier shopping center. And then we continue to the Eglinton LRT. And then we can always get down to the Bloor Line and Union Station. What I'm trying to say is, no matter what happens, the moment you enter the door for $3.25, you can get to endless possibilities. Now that we understand just how close we are to Shepherd West Subway, I want to introduce a whole other form of public transportation that is rarely talked about that has huge potential. We are a 15-minute walk to Go at Downsview, which also has a subway connection. And this is paramount because we don't just now have access to the subway line and the network within that, we now have access to all of GO Train's line and that network, and that is truly remarkable. Now, for those of you tuning in, how many stops do you think it takes to go from Downsview GO to Union Station? Now think about it. The answer is 1. You only need 1 stop to go from Downsview GO to Union Station, which is the epicenter of our financial core. And that is unprecedented because look at this map, you can see just how far we can now go beyond the subway line. And this is trailblazing. This is where you want to build a big master plan community around. So why is this important? When you pair the GO train with the subway access, with highway access, the reason why it's important is because this is where the city wants to build. This is where developers want to develop. And that makes this one of the best opportunities in the entire GTA. Now, there's been a number of developments in the surrounding area over the last decade, and it's important to understand what's been taking place. And I want to show you because you're going to be shocked at how much is taking place in the immediate area. Now, over the last little while, we've seen a number of projects come online, and today there's over 2,500 suites under construction right now. And under applications, there's over 4,000 units ready to come to market. Now, over the last decade, we've seen over 6,800 suites finished and completed. And this represents 12,000 units. Why are people coming here? Why are developers acquiring land? The most exciting part about this is coming up next, and I'm about to tell you exactly why. Westline is going to be part of the GTA's largest master plan community ever. And this is what gets me the most excited when we talk about Westline. Now, we often talk about master plan communities, but the truth is, this is a true mega redevelopment. This isn't your normal master plan community where a lot of people refer to as 2 or 3 condominium buildings. This is truly groundbreaking and requires so much more in terms of land development, community centers, residential aspects, parks, roads, schools. All of those components are a real, true master plan community, and that's what we see here at Downsview. Now, we have a ton of examples throughout the GTA that represent master plan communities, and they vary in size from downtown Toronto all the way to Markham, and they pale in comparison. So I want to show you what 1,000 acres truly looks like in the GTA. Now let's go downtown. What does 1,000 acres look like? Well, I'll tell you. All the way from Bloor Street down to front between Spadina and Yonge Street. That's 1,000 acres. That is essentially all of downtown Toronto. And that's what we're bringing to the Downsview area. When you surround that with GO Train, subway, and highway, this is a recipe for success. Now I want you to take a moment and just consider, in that space, how many condominium buildings there are, how many office towers, how many people come and go in such a massive space, and we're gonna bring that to the Downsview community. And we talk about what's gonna happen in the future, but what's more important, I want you to look at this chart, is what is there today right now? What can we build around? And it's unequivocal. This is the future of the GTA. When you're dealing with 1,000 acres and you think about the scale, the size, the epicness of this opportunity, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. And it doesn't happen overnight, and you can't do it alone. Now, what makes up this 1,000 acres is a subset of 8 communities that bring all of this together. So here in this image, you can see where Westline is relative to this community. As you can see, right by Shepherd West subway station. At the foot of this 1,000-acre master plan community is the Yorkdale revitalization. And not far away, we see the Wilson Heights redevelopments. Allen Road has seen a ton of built-up condominiums come to the market as of late, followed by Shepherd Chestwood, the Keel Street revitalization. And in the middle, our very backyard, steps from Westline, is Downsview Park, home to 291 acres of a ton of fun. But at the foot of all of this, the crown jewel is the Northcrest lands, which represents 520 acres at your very doorstep. And when you look at all of this, when you pull it all together, it represents over 42,000 residents, stretched over 1,000 acres. And you've got this 291 acre park in Downsview. What they're gonna do is they're gonna bring over 12 million square feet for employment and office space, which represents more than 25,000 jobs, which is 6 times the amount of jobs that are there today. This is growth, this is potential, this is exciting, and that's why you wanna get into Westline. Now let's take a deeper look at what's happening in the Northcrest lands, which happens to be the crown jewel of this 1,000-acre master plan community. It's no secret that big things are coming to the Northcrest lands, so much so that it'll redefine how we live, work, and play in the GTA. And Westline Condominiums gives you a ground floor opportunity to invest in this massive opportunity. How massive, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Now that we understand what 1,000 acres looks like, let's narrow in on what 520 acres looks like at the foot of Westline Condominiums. Let's go back downtown to understand the scale. Now, between Spadina and Church, from Dundas Street to Front, that is what 520 acres looks like. Now let's take a step back and truly appreciate how many people live, how many people work, how many people move around this space. This is redefining. This is gonna completely change how we view real estate in the GTA. What we see taking place here at Downsview completely redefines the term master plan community. Another reason why we're so excited about this opportunity here at Westline is our proximity to York University, an institution you can't simply build overnight, which is home to over 7,000 faculty members and 55,000 students. Most of these people have to commute, and we can cut down an average of a 56-minute commute down to 5 minutes. This stable institution is going to play a pivotal part in our long-term growth. Now, it doesn't just stop there. We're not just close to York University, we're across from Centennial College, Seneca, Humber College with the new Finch LRT expansion. We have access to the premier post-secondary education platforms, and that's what makes this such a great opportunity when it comes to the rental and resale market. So we've covered transit, we've covered highway, shopping, institutions, a huge master plan community, and now I'm ready to talk about the final piece of the puzzle that makes Westline the most exciting development in 2021, and that is Downsview Park. You now have access to 291 acres that redefines a sense of park, community, and inclusiveness. This is essentially your backyard. Westline Condos offers the best of both worlds. You no longer have to compromise. You've got convenient urban living directly next door to acres upon acres of nature and recreation. Now that we know all the pieces of the puzzle, there's simply no better story or better opportunity than Westline. Again, let's recap the key selling points. First, starting with the fact that the future is Downsview. Why? Because we've got vital infrastructure in the Shepherd Subway and GO train. As part of the GTA's largest master plan ever, the potential is endless. And I love the story about how we're just so close to York University, home to 55,000 students. But more than anything, as a backyard, you've got 291 acres in Downsview Park. The team here at Center Court couldn't be more excited to bring you yet another exciting project. With 424 incredible opportunities here at Westline, over 14 stories, we've got a site that's fully zoned, so you don't have to worry about that with Center Court. We'll be ready in 2025, and for those of you that are curious, we've got great suites from 1-bedrooms to 3-bedroom designs with over 12,000 square feet of indoor and outdoor amenities. We put a lot of thought into our amenities with the users in mind, and it starts off here at Westline with the grand lobby, followed by a 24-hour fitness facility that's got a unique bouldering wall, as well as a rooftop amenity programming that has indoor and outdoor space. Not to mention so much more. As you can see here, whether you're a single, a couple, or a family, we've got you covered. Now, before we sign off, I want to talk about the next step. Westline Condominiums is coming soon. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and our other social media accounts for the most up-to-date information. And for those of you that are tuning in from the public, contact the realtor immediately to be first in line to secure a suite at this incredible opportunity. No one's more excited to see this vision come to life than CentreCourt. What's happening at Downsview will forever change real estate in Toronto, and Westline represents the first opportunity to invest in this huge transformation. Be a part of something special. Be a part of something historic. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's presentation. We'll see you at Westline.